middle, right? Shorthorns, right? Shorthorns? Mavericks. All right. I was here, I went here. I'm a Maverick. So, before I get started, here's something I'm gonna wanna do later on as the day goes, okay? So when I say, let's go Mavericks, I want 2 claps from you. No, 3 claps. Dun, dun, dun. Let's more. Ready? Let's go Mavericks. All right, I like that. That was good. Let's try one more time. Let's go Mavericks. All right. Well, I'm glad to see everybody's awake now. Glad to see. Well, I'm Mark Montemayor, and I'm the county attorney. My office is responsible for handling juvenile prosecutions. We're responsible for handling CPS prosecutions, mental health cases, civil matters for the county, and other things that the law requires us to handle. So today, we're here to talk more about you guys and juvenile issues, youth issues. And, you know, before I continue, I want to introduce my staff. This is something we do on a daily basis. And so we know all the issues that are going on, and we see it every day. So that's why we're here to talk to y'all, because we're seeing that there's some issues and starting to get out of hand. And so we need you all to help us. We need you all to understand certain things. And so that's why we're here. We're going to talk to you a little bit about some of the things going on that we're seeing, and what are some of the expectations from you all, and what to expect. But before I get into that, I'm going to introduce my staff. And so I'm the Webb County attorney. In my office, we have about 30 plus employees, staff, including attorneys. I think we're about 9 attorneys total, including myself. We're about 6 investigators, and we have a lot of legal assistant support staff as well. And so with me today is actually my first assistant county attorney, Mr. Rolando Garza. And as a first assistant, he's kind of my supervisor for my attorneys, and kind of my right hand when it comes to all those matters. Also, I have Assistant County Attorney, Mr. Ruben Arce. And also, Assistant County Attorney, Mrs. Carla Arce. The 2 gentlemen on the end over there, wearing the guns and the badge. My chief, Faustino Lopez. He is my chief investigator. And my assistant chief investigator, Mr. Vidal Hinojosa. And the one that makes the office run, and the one that makes everything, make sure we're doing what we need to do, and we're on time and where we need to be, our office manager, who's manning the presentation for us, Mrs. Jessica Palos. So, social media, right? Snapchat, Instagram. I can go down the list. TikTok. What else we got? MySpace, but that's an older one, right? Facebook, older ones. That's for my generation. But the point is, I think y'all understand. I think y'all understand that I'm talking about social media, right? The last time we've gone through a pandemic, and the last time you guys were in school, physically speaking in school, y'all were in 5th grade, right? Practically skipped 6th grade, and not necessarily as far as work is concerned, but physically speaking, y'all skipped 6th grade. I know y'all did the work and it was online, but that's different. It's actually different than being present in school. It's a different learning environment and situation altogether. And it's not until now, this year, that y'all are back, physically speaking, and we're all together again. So it's different. It's different. And I think that's part of the issue here, is that the last time you all were in school, physically speaking, was 5th grade, elementary. Y'all are middle school now, 7th grade. Next year you'll be 8th grade. 6th grade is kind of the transition period from elementary to middle school. And y'all didn't have that, unfortunately. Not physically speaking, you didn't have that. And now you're in 7th grade, and it's different than, because the last time you were in elementary. Rules are different when you're in elementary. When you're in elementary, you probably won't be dealing with us, with my office. Because it's still, my personal opinion is that age group is still too young to be arrested, to be charged with crimes. They're still too little. They're too young. They don't understand that. They're still learning those things. But guess what? Y'all aren't in 5th grade anymore. Y'all aren't in elementary anymore. 7th grade. Gonna be what, 13? Right, if you're not already? It's different. It's different now. And what I want y'all to understand is, it's not elementary. Y'all are in middle school, and now there's consequences. Guess what? Now you will deal with me, the attorneys, my investigators. Now you will deal with that. Now you will deal with having to go to court. Now you will deal with having to go and be arrested and taken to the juvenile detention center and be held in jail. That's it. That's what I want y'all to understand. Y'all are not in elementary anymore. There are consequences for your actions now. You will no longer be sent to the principal's office and mom and dad will be called. Mom and dad are going to be called when you're at the jail. You might want to laugh now, but you're not going to be laughing if that happens. Believe me. So you guys need to understand. TikTok challenges, all this stuff, it's going to get you in trouble. It's going to get you in trouble. We need you to understand, as you get older, things change. Okay? Things change. Rules apply differently now. Laws start applying. You know, when we're little, we want to be older. And when we're older, you want to be young again. It's how ironic. But that's one of the things of getting older is more responsibility. More consequences now. So when we hear TikTok challenges, right? Going into the bathroom, vandalizing bathrooms, slap a teacher. Oh, come on, don't act like we haven't heard that. Oh, come on. Yeah. So I know more than you guys on social media. I doubt that. So the point is, y'all need to understand those things, challenges, really, they're going to get you in trouble. Those are crimes. Plain and simple. They are crimes. You go into that bathroom and you vandalize, that is a crime. You go around the hallways, around your school, you push somebody, that is a crime. It is. Maybe back in elementary, you'd get called to the office, right? That's about it. Not anymore. So we're here to talk to you all about these things, so that way you can understand the seriousness of it. Okay? And so we're going to have a little bit of fun as well. And so I just kind of wanted to break the ice with that. That's why we're here, to talk to you about these things, and to kind of share with y'all some of the things we see going on. And we want some feedback from y'all as well. So as we get into this, I'll be jumping in here and there, but I'm not gonna take the whole time. I have other guests here that have a lot of things to talk about as well. So, thank you for welcoming us here to United Middle. Would like to thank the Shorthorns. Just kidding. Let's go Mavericks! All right, my first speaker is gonna be, I believe, Mr. Ruben Arce. Thank you. Can we put your hands together for him?
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? As Mr. Montemayor said, my name is Ruben Arce. I'm a prosecutor at the county attorney's office, and I've been doing that for a while. What does that mean to be a prosecutor? People say, I thought you said you were a lawyer, sir. Well, I am a lawyer, right? But I'm a special type of lawyer that prosecutes crimes. That's a crime. If you punch somebody, that's an assault, that's a crime. But you're thinking, no, that doesn't apply to me, that's just older kids. Actually, it doesn't. That you have to get that out of your mind that you're not gonna get in trouble, and better yet, you're not gonna get arrested if you do that, because you are. In the state of Texas, we prosecute from the ages of 10 to the ages of 16. That means all of you in this room, if you commit a crime, like the things I had just mentioned, you will get arrested. You will get arrested by either someone at a law enforcement agency in school, the school police, or by one of our investigators. So it's really important, guys, that you pay attention this morning, because we're gonna go over a couple of things that you all face on a daily basis. I'm gonna talk a little bit about drugs, about passing out pictures, about TikTok challenges, about vandalism, about what's called terroristic threat, and I'll break it down for you all so you all can understand how important it is that you not commit these offenses. Because again, if you do commit these offenses, you can and you will be arrested. Again, I wanted to talk a little bit about drugs. So, what are drugs? Well, okay, substances. What does that mean exactly? Well, it could be, and let me talk, guys, and if you have a question, I'll call you, but raise your hand, okay? But let me talk first. So drugs could be what's known as illegal drugs here in the state of Texas would be marijuana, vape pens, heroin, morphine, hydrocodone, and cocaine. But it's not limited to that. That means that there's more than that. If you have pills at home and you bring them into the school and you start handing them out to your friends, and those pills were prescribed to your mom or your dad or to you, and someone in your family has ADHD and you're giving out those pills, you will be arrested for that as well. So if you have other stuff that you're bringing from home into school that's a controlled substance, that's a drug, that's a prescribed drug, you can and will be arrested. So most of the time, the kids that are prosecuted at your age are either doing marijuana, or now what's gotten real popular are vape pens. If you just raise your hand without talking, how many of you know what a vape pen is?
I don't.
Okay. These are what vape pens look like. And vape pens, they look like a pen, right? They look like a pen, and you see kids, older kids smoking them, and you see like little vapor come out, and you think that looks cool. But what happens is that they sell these vape pens with something that's similar to marijuana. That means there's a chemical in there that's similar to marijuana, so if you get caught, you're gonna get arrested. Not only that, it really affects your body, it affects the way you think, and in the long term, it's gonna affect your brain. So even if it looks colorful, it looks like a regular pen, it looks cool, if you get caught with that, again, you're gonna get arrested.
Let me jump in here real quick on the vape pens. Sometime, maybe a year or two ago, vape pens, and there's still a problem, but there was problems nationwide that we were hearing about with vape pens because of the chemicals. We don't know what's in those things. You're putting a lot of trust in somebody that tells you it is what it is. But there's chemicals in there that we have no idea, and what was happening is that people that were using this were dying because of those chemicals. And so you have to understand, as Mr. Arce said, these things affect you. Not only is it a crime, but they affect you physically speaking, mentally speaking, and at this, those are not things that you all need to be engaged in. So just keep that in mind. It's not just about it being a crime, it's about the fact that it's not good for you.
And I'll give you an example. What's your name right here in the white sweatshirt? Jocelyn? Jocelyn, if I say, hey Jocelyn, I've got a backpack and I say, hey, Jocelyn, look, I'm already in trouble. You know that I always get in trouble in class, Jocelyn? Can you do me a favor? Come on, we're friends. Just say yes, right? No? What about you next to Jocelyn? What's your name? Leo. If I say, Leo, do me a favor, man, we're pals. Hook me up, bro. I'm gonna let you have my backpack, all right? Just hold on to it real quick. I'll be right back, Leo. What are you gonna say, Leo? Leo says yes. All right, so then, hold on. Hey,
Hold on.
You can't fault Leo. Me and Leo are friends, right? Me and Leo are friends. We go back. Me and him play.
Boys.
We used to go way back and play Xbox together, right? But now he got a PS5 and I got a PS5, so we're playing online. We're friends, right? Thanks, Leo. I'll be right back. But Leo knows that I have a bad reputation. What does that mean? That Leo knows that I always get in trouble. And Leo knows that at some point I had gotten arrested because I had drugs on me, right? So I say, you know what? If we could have one of the investigators, Mr. Hinojosa, could you check and sweep the school at least this front row to check if anybody has anything in their backpacks? Could you do that? So let's say Mr. Hinojosa goes down there and starts checking everybody. And specifically, could you check? The teacher said that Leo had something in his backpack. Can you check on that right now? So, did you find anything, Mr. Hinojosa? What did you find?
Let's pretend we found a vape pen with some type of substance.
So, what would be the next step, investigator? If we found a vape pen on Leo, what's going to happen?
What we do, we bring it out of the classroom. We will take him to the principal's office, but that doesn't mean he's going to stay there. What we do is handcuff him, take his belongings with him, sit him in the principal's office, and after that, we read him his rights, put him under arrest for possession of controlled substance or the vape pen, and we take him straight to the juvenile.
So in this scenario, right, in this example, Leo kind of was minding his own business, but he knew that I had issues. He knew that I had a history and I had a bad reputation. I gave him my backpack, and just like that, who got in trouble, me or Leo? Okay, so you all have to be very careful because I'm not the one that got arrested. It was Leo, right? So you need to be careful with who your friends are, what they're doing, what they have. You need to know that, be responsible for yourself. You have to think, again, as the county attorney had mentioned, you're not little kids anymore. You're in middle school. You're at the age where you can and will be arrested.
And when we talk about vape pens, there was also other drugs that we talked there was other drugs we talked about. What do we say? Not just is it a crime, but it affects you physically, mentally speaking, right? That's what we're talking about. So if you still think drugs are cool, you tell me. Are drugs cool? That's what you'll be looking. That's the kind of future that you would look at with drugs.
And these are just some before and after pictures of people that have been using drugs. This is this woman in 2000, and this is her in 2004. That's just 4 years later, you can see the effect that it's had on her face, on her body. And we're not even talking about what effect it's had on the inside of her body, right? What long-term effects it has. This is just looking at her. So age 22, and this is her now, age 33. So if you look at the long-term effects that it has on you, this is just a few years later, and that's what drugs does to you. And that's just us showing you a little bit about what happens when you allow someone to either give you drugs and you take drugs and bring those into your system.
So, we kind of touched over drugs. We know that you guys have you've been talked to about drugs for as long as you can remember. So there's no need for us to show you what marijuana looks like. There's no need to show you what cocaine looks like. We know you guys know. But we want you to understand the consequences more than anything. the consequences, and what can happen. So remember, say no to drugs. Stay away from drugs. Okay, some other issues that we've been seeing. Right there. School threats.
So what does that mean, school threats? It could mean, somebody said bullying, right? Let's say the girl in the baby blue, what's your name? Natalia? Natalia, if I say, hey Natalia, you know what, Natalia, what's your name? You and Mara are always talking about me. Like, Natalia, you and Mara, every day I come to class and you're always laughing and making fun of me. I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it. I'm gonna go to your house and I'm gonna kill you. Right? And school just started, you don't know me, right? I'm the bald kid, so you don't know me, right? So you're like, how do you feel, Natalia, when I said that? You feel what? Scared? Okay. And that's all I need to do to make a threat. So what does that mean? If I say that, if I say, hey, I'm gonna kill you, I'm gonna stab you, I'm gonna shoot you, that is what's called in Texas a terroristic threat. If you do that, if I say that, and she feels scared, or any of you feel scared when somebody tells you that, I can get arrested. Okay, so there's a bigger problem in the schools right now, not only with me directly threatening someone, but there's a big issue right now in other schools that someone writes something either in a bathroom, in a classroom, and it looks something like this. It says, school shooting at lunch, 10:45 or 10:55. Send as much people home as you can. All right? It's not spelled exactly correct, but it's sending a message. That means if you put this in a bathroom and I say school shooting at lunch, and let's say everybody knows me, I'm a funny guy, right? I like to have fun, and I'm just doing it because I think it's gonna be hilarious that everybody gets scared. So I go to the bathroom and I'm writing this down, right? And then I leave the bathroom and I think, okay, nobody saw me because it's in the bathroom, right? So what happens is, let's say Mr. Montemayor comes into the bathroom, he sees it, and how does that make you feel?
Obviously, I'd be scared, and so I can say some of those words I would probably say, and turn around and probably go and tell somebody, either the custodian, a teacher, administrator. I'd probably turn around and say, hey, I saw this on the wall.
So what happens then is, let's say some of you, what's your name in the blue shirt with the longhorn? Brianna. Let's say, Brianna, you go into the classroom, you see that, and you're scared, as you should be, right? Because everybody knows about school shootings, everybody knows what's happened with school shootings, and everybody has a right to be scared if they see that. So Brianna goes, reports it, and let's say later on they see the video, which there are videos around the bathrooms, and they see that it was me. So what happens is, the next step again is either investigator like Mr. Hinojosa or somebody from your school will go call you out of class, say, you know what, is this you? This is a video, is that you? And of course you're gonna say, oh yeah, that is me. They'll check your backpack, they'll check your pockets, and they'll find out that it was you that wrote that, so you're gonna get arrested. And there's other examples of that. And that says, this school will explode. And you laugh, but at other schools, we've already picked up juveniles your age. That means we've already picked up people right over the age of 10 that had written something in a bathroom and they got arrested. Just like that. One day they wrote something, they erased it, the next day they wrote something again, and they got arrested. So you might think it's funny if I say, hey, Juan, go write something in the bathroom, dude. I don't want to go to third period. I hate math, or I don't like my science class, or English stinks. I don't want to go to that class. Go do it so we can all get out. It's going to be fun. If somebody tells you that, and you're the one that writes it, what do you think is going to happen? you're the one that's gonna go to jail. You're the one that's gonna get arrested.
That's right. And just to add, as Mr. Otis has stated, you know, he's a jokester. We know he's funny. And, you know, who knows if he wrote that to be for laughs. But in our world, doesn't matter if it was for laughs. Doesn't matter. So that's what we need y'all to understand. It may be funny because he's a jokester, but real life, it's not a joke. And you will be visited by one of these gentlemen if that happens. So please understand that.
And here we basically just have a definition of what terroristic threat is. It just says a person commits an offense if he threatens to commit any offense involving violence to any person or property with intent to, it just says cause a reaction of any type to his threat. So basically, just like I gave the example, a terroristic threat is if I threaten you, if I say, hey, what's your name in the gray shirt? David. Oh, hey David, I'm gonna punch you in the face, dude. I'm tired of you thinking that you're better than me and you make fun of my suit. I'm gonna punch you in the face right now. It's like, if, let's say David says, hey, whoa, I didn't even do anything to you. If I threaten him and my intention is to threaten him and he feels threatened, at that point, I can get arrested. So if you threaten to push somebody, punch somebody, stab somebody, shoot somebody, threaten to go to their house, threaten to bomb their house, anything that is a threat to someone else, that is not a joke anymore, guys. That is something that you will and or can and will be arrested for. Another thing that you can get arrested for if you do the same thing, let's say you write something on a wall or if you pull a fire alarm, would be false alarm or report. That's also something that you can be arrested for if you do that. So this is a big topic here, it's social media. So social media is just that, right? How many of you have social media? Anybody here has social media? Okay, almost everybody. In the white shirt, what do you have? Everything, which is what? Okay.
What was that first one? I'm sorry, what was that first one you said?
TikTok.
Oh, TikTok. Okay, TikTok.
So she said she's got everything, right? TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and nobody has Facebook, right? Okay. So we know that the more popular ones for your age would be TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram. Those are the ones that you all kind of post videos of, or maybe post videos on YouTube. And that's what we want to touch on today, is these new things called TikTok challenges, right? A TikTok challenge is something that somebody does on TikTok and you want to get likes or hearts or smiles or something, so you want to do the same thing. So you want to put up a video so you can also get people to watch your TikTok video, right? So somebody says, oh, TikTok challenge to put your leg over your head. And then somebody else does it, and somebody else does it. And that's fine if that's just for fun, but what we've been running into now are TikTok challenges that are seen or known as the devious lick, right? Have you all heard of that? Yes, devious lick is what? It started with somebody stealing something from actually stealing some masks, right? They stole some masks from school, put them in their backpack, took a picture, said devious lick, first week of school, just took some masks. And then somebody else thought, oh wow, that's a great idea, let me start stealing stuff too. Right, so somebody else stole something else, and then there was also a devious lick of let's vandalize a bathroom. And these are some pictures of what we've seen before. Yes,
For the TikTok challenges, before it starts, I mentioned earlier, what did we say? Slap a teacher. I know that's one's going. That's apparently every month there's a different challenge from TikTok. We know these things. Last month, September, was vandalize a school, which is why we started seeing a bunch of problems with the bathrooms. This month, slap a teacher. Next month, something else, and we know, we have the list. So, you know, those are crimes. That's what we want y'all to understand. You think it's part of the social media world and it's all fun and games, but it's not. It's not. It'll quickly become a reality to you that it's not a game. It's not fun. So remember, social media is exactly what it's for. It's just social media. Unfortunately, social media is to the point where it plays a big role in y'all's everyday lives. I mean, you all, like, it's sacred to y'all. You know, unfortunately, because the real world, social media is a small little fraction of what the real world is. And I hope that you all kind of remember that social media, it's just a form of communication. It's not our lives. Everything on social media can be fabricated. It can be so fake. You know, who are we to believe what's on there? You know, we don't question it. We don't, you know, we just take it for what it is, and that's not the way the real world is. So please remember, social media, it's not the end, and it's not everything that you all make it out to be. I understand the role it plays in your lives, but also remember that it's just a small part.
Let me just add to something Mr. Montemayor just said. Some of these TikTok challenges, they're not real people. Sure, they're real people. A lot of these people on TikTok, which are called TikTokers, the famous TikTokers, they get paid. The more likes they get on a video, the more shares they get on a video, they get paid for that. So of course these people are going to be staging ridiculous things just to get the likes, just to get the laughs, just to get the shares, because they're getting paid by that. So you all, not knowing that these people are just staging this, staging meaning it's fake. They can go into a restroom, any restroom, and say, oh, it's a school. And make you all believe that it's a school, and they name it destroy a restroom or vandalize a restroom at school, and you all believe it. Oh, it's funny. Yes, let's go do that. And they started that, and they may be getting paid a ton because their videos are getting lots of shares, and everybody's watching them and liking them and thinking it's funny, when at the end of the day, they're just sitting at home enjoying the money that's coming in from TikTok, while you guys are believing everything that's happening in that video and are falling for it. And so you become susceptible to that, and that comes, you know, to peer pressure. You all know what peer pressure is. I mean, of course you do. So you all see this, you all think it's true. Not everything you see out there, especially nowadays, is true. Not everything you read, not everything you see is true. You all need to keep that in mind every single time you see something online. Hey, did you see this? Hey, did you hear that? It's not necessarily true all the time, guys. And while that person who creates those videos, who may be staged, like I said, are getting all this money, they're not being prosecuted for any of that by posting that one video, but you guys can and will be.
Thank you for sharing that.
So we'll go real quick through these. Again, it's the same thing, the devious lick. This is only a month into school, and I got this absolute devious lick. So that's them stealing the masks. There's destruction of a bathroom. And of course, there's consequences to those things. A devious lick is like slap a teacher. That was one that they had mentioned. So that's going to be an assault, guys. That is an arrestable offense. The stealing from school, even if it's masks, if it's anything, that's going to be a theft. If you vandalize a bathroom, that's criminal mischief. That's also an arrestable offense. So these things that you think are funny or jokes, they're going to lead to you getting arrested.
And to touch on the assault, you know, an assault there's not much needed for an assault. I just go up to Mr. Arce and I just give him a little push. Technically speaking, that could be an assault. I just, you know, hey, you know, or if I go from behind and knock him down. Just the fact that you put your hands on somebody else without their consent, permission, that's borderline assault, depending on other circumstances. So please remember, let's keep our hands to ourselves. Let's not be going and pushing and shoving each other. And, you know, I understand sometimes when we're with our friends and stuff, we like to horseplay a little bit, you know, and we're not talking about horseplay. Okay? We're talking about actually assaulting somebody. Maybe back in elementary school, nothing would happen. It's not the case anymore.
And again, it all starts with being respectful. That means you need to respect yourselves and you need to respect others, whether that be classmates or teachers or principals, anybody in school, you need to be respectful of them. That means if you're having a bad day in the morning and they call your name, they say, Juan, come to the desk. Man, why? Just come to the front. I don't want you. Please, Juan, just get up and come over here. And if you think it's funny and you're like, yeah, man, just shut up. I'm going to go over there and punch you. Again, we go back and it started as just being disrespectful and they kept on until it led to you committing an offense, which is terroristic threat. So
You just threatened, right?
So it's always the best policies to be respectful to one another and to your teachers. And we went over bullying, which is what we had talked about, right? Either bullying as an assault, threatening somebody, and what we wanted to touch on today a little bit more was online harassment. One major issue that we've been having and that we've always had in middle schools and in high schools is when either someone creates a false account and starts threatening or bullying somebody online, or the biggest issue that we have is when you start sending pictures to each other.
You know, Mr. Absa talked about respect, right? So before we get into all this, respect yourself, respect your classmates, respect your teachers, respect your administrators, respect your parents, respect your neighbors. There's no reason why we should not respect one another. I think we need a little bit more respect in this world towards each other. It'll go a long way. But one thing that you all might be, really feeling and experiencing at this point is, y'all are going through changes in your body. Hormonal changes. Y'all are going from fifth grade. Y'all were still, in elementary. Y'all are 7th graders now. There's changes going on. Maybe now your eyes are open. Girls are catching your eye, boys. Boys are catching your eyes, right, girls? Woo, that's what I hear. Woo. What do we say about respect? What did I just say about respect? So we need to respect each other. I understand that's part of life. That's part of life, and that's fine. But we still need to respect. Boys, we need to respect girls. Girls, we need to respect boys. It goes both ways. So we want to talk a little bit about that.
Guys, let me just start off by saying that private parts are called private parts for a reason. They're called private parts because they're private and they're yours. And for your eyes only, most especially at this age. I know you all find it funny. That's called immaturity. And that's the exact same reason why we should be very private about our bodies. Everyone should. Okay? Relationships. Your boyfriend, your girlfriend. You may think you love them and they're, hey, Ruben was really good at coming up with names. Sarah, hey, send me a nice picture of yourself. Come on, send it to me, come on. If you really love me, you'll do it. If you really think that this relationship is serious, you'll do it. Okay, va Sarah, take a picture of herself. Not thinking of the consequences, not thinking of anything else. What Sarah doesn't understand is that at this point, right here, right now, in middle school, forget about elementary. You guys aren't kids anymore. Forget about elementary. Right now, you guys are building your reputation. And let me just tell you, and if you don't understand what reputation is, this is something that's going to follow you for the rest of your life. Am I right, guys? For the rest of your life. And you are building your reputation right now. And it is the most important thing that is going to follow you for the rest of your life. As a boy, as a girl, but most especially as a girl. And I'm telling you as a girl, and I'm giving you the girl's perspective. Girls, listen to me. Your reputation is everything. Unfortunately, later down the road, people don't remember the good things that you did. When they walk past you at Target or anywhere down the street, 10, 15 years later, something happened in middle school. At your 10th year high school reunion, I'm saying a decade more later. Oh, hey, Sarah, what's going on? Oh, hi. Nice to see you. Okay. And that person's going to walk and say, hey, that's the girl. That's the girl that sent the picture to her boyfriend. Her boyfriend sent it to everybody else, and it was a topless picture. That's all they're going to remember. Okay, they're not going to remember that Sarah was her class president, that Sarah got into a good school, that Sarah was an A student, that Sarah was a good friend, that Sarah did all these great things. They're not going to say that. This is going to follow you for the rest of your life. That goes back to respecting your body. It goes back to making sure that what you do with your body stays within you. It's not to share, it's not for anybody else, okay? Threaten to publish or publishing intimate material. That's another charge right here. Sarah sends a picture of her topless body to her boyfriend. The boyfriend that she thinks she loves, and let me just tell you guys, and I'm sorry, and I don't mean to diminish your feelings or emotions here, but you may think you love someone at this point in your life, but you don't. I'm just gonna say it, I'm gonna say it bluntly. You do not. I'm so sorry. I'll tell my nieces and my nephews this, my kids, you don't. You may think you love somebody at this point and, oh my gosh, she's my everything. Oh my God, he's my everything. He's not. He's not. You're gonna look back in a few years and that person is no longer gonna talk to you. That person's gonna somehow, some way be talking bad about you, is gonna turn on you, backstab you, you name it. You are not going to stay with a boyfriend or girlfriend you have right now. It's very rare. Okay, so I won't say you won't, but you definitely won't. And so what Mr. Montemayor just said, let them know the images will still be out there. These are permanent, guys. We live in a time where once you send something out, Sarah thought, oh, it's only going to him. And oh my God, I love him so much. Well, guess what? This law right here is called a revenge type of law. Why? Sarah and her boyfriend break up. Sarah no longer feels comfortable with sending him those types of pictures. Sarah no longer feels comfortable, and let me just tell you that when someone asks you to do something that does not sit well with you, that does not go with your morals, with your values, with things that they're teaching you at home not to do, when something makes you feel uncomfortable and that person's asking you to do something, that means it's wrong. Don't do it. Always go with your first instinct. If it gives you a bad feeling, that means it's wrong. Sarah and her boyfriend break up. Well, guess what? Sarah's boyfriend, George, let's say, is upset, is pissed. Is pissed that Sarah no longer wants to be with him. Oh yeah? Well, fine. Guess what? Now I'm going to be texting everyone your picture, and I'm going to post it on Snapchat, or I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that. And that's another thing about Snapchat. You guys think, or girls may think, oh, it's just Snapchat. It's going to go away right away. And if he takes a screenshot, it's going to tell me, so I know he wouldn't do that to me. It's so easy to grab somebody else's phone, guys, and be recording. Those images will be out there forever. So while Sarah's boyfriend is going to be prosecuted for sending out all those pictures of Sarah naked or topless, Sarah, oh, you all may think, well, nothing's going to happen to Sarah, guys. What's happening to Sarah and what's going to happen to Sarah is sometimes way worse than what her boyfriend or ex-boyfriend is going through. He's going to be prosecuted for it. He's going to be detained. It's going to go on his record. Perhaps it's just happening to him. Nobody else is going to know about it. No big deal. But Sarah, your pictures are going to be out there forever. And everyone's going to get to see you. Forever. And so now, Sarah may go off to be a straight-A student and get into the best school, and she's a class president, and she's this and that, but unfortunately, that's all people will remember her for. So, I think that's a state trial felony? I mean, that's really serious, guys. You all really need to learn to respect yourself. Respect your body. Like Mr. Montemayor was saying, the vape pens. It all goes back to respect. Respecting yourself. You don't know what's in those pens, what's in those drugs. You're putting that in your body.
And I'm Keith. Kate, thank you.
Okay, we're going to share, we're starting to run short on time here, but we want to share a quick video about what we were just talking about. Let's keep it down.
It says, for your eyes only. Two weeks later.
Can't believe you are dumping me. We can still be friends at school. No way. Just wait till everyone sees that pic of you.
Oh my God, please don't.
Too late, just posted it online. Enjoy being famous. So that's exactly what we're just talking about. So we really want y'all to understand those things. And so we've touched on a lot of things here for y'all here today. And more than anything, we just hope that this kind of opens your eyes to your reality now. Remember, no longer kids, no longer in elementary. We're about to, if you're not a teenager, you're about to be one. And now there's consequences. All those things that may have, been brushed under the rug, a little slap on the head, report to the principal's office back in elementary, that's not the case anymore. That's not the case. And personally speaking, I would hate to see any of y'all in court, or I'd hate to see one of my investigators have to pick y'all up. I hate to see it. But at the same time, it's necessary when the circumstances call for it. And so today, I hope all the things that we've touched on, and I know there's other things out there that we didn't get to touch on so much, but I hope that you understand that the consequences of your actions will affect your lives. And you have to understand, it affects your lives, your future. Just as Mrs. Arce was saying, we're talking about social media that stays out there. Yes, that affects your life. It's going to stay out there forever. Just like being arrested will stay with you forever. And consequences, youth village, prison for youth, deportation, other things, those are for other situations. Go to the other slides. And if you end up getting a visit from one of our investigators and you get arrested, just like Leo, was that you? Leo, right? Holding the bag for a friend of his, a bag that had drugs. This is where Leo's going to be taken. Go back a little bit. Concrete walls, steel chairs. You're going to be talking to your parents through a glass. Look at that. Each cell. It's not fun. It's not a fun place to be. I want you guys to focus on your future. Have fun at school. But remember, you're here to learn. Listen to your teachers. Listen to your administrators. Learn. Have fun while you're here. But don't do something that's going to get you into trouble. Be a positive role model. Be one of those persons that helps others. Respect. Help to make this campus a better campus. Okay? So before I wrap it up, I want to see if my chief or my assistant chief, anybody has a couple words they want to just share with y'all before we finish up here. Chief?
Hello again. I just want to say, going back to vape pens, to begin with, you have to be 21 to actually possess one. So even that in itself is illegal if they're found on your person, because that's a minor possession. So that's already illegal to begin with. So you shouldn't even have them in your possession, okay? So that's one thing that's wrong. The other thing with social media, the backside of it, the bad side, is you can become a target, okay? There's predators out there. There's people out there that look for kids on social media. We worked an operation here in Laredo to target predators and posted stuff online through social media of a 15-year-old boy and a 14-year-old girl. And the computers lit up, okay? The computers lit up. In a week's operation, actually 4 days, not even a week, in 4 days, we arrested 6 people. 6 people actually went to meet with the kids, or the supposed kids, okay? So they're targeting kids here in Laredo. So be careful what you put online and social media, because it is gonna come back and haunt you, okay? So if you wanna you go to this school, you go to this restaurant, you go hang out with these kids, you go hang out at these places. If somebody sees you and they see you as a target, they're gonna come after you, okay? So you have to watch out with social media, okay? Be careful. And last thing I wanna say is, I've arrested 13-year-olds, 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, okay? Doesn't matter. It's bad, okay? I don't like it, but I have to do it. Why? Because they committed a crime. And I take them to juvenile, okay? We take them to juvenile. It's a bad feeling because I have a 14-year-old son, and that's tough sometimes because it's like seeing me arrest my own son, okay? It's very, very hard on the heart, okay? But it's gotta be done. It's gotta be done.
Thank you, Chief. And it's true. I have my son. He's in 8th grade though. He's a hawk. He's not a maverick, he's a hawk. But that's beside the point. But I hope you all have understood what we're trying to tell you. Mr. Garza, any parting words?
Just what I want to tell you guys is to always think positive, be positive. You know, mind your teachers. There's rules that we have to abide by. Even us as adults, you know, we have to abide by rules. And so, especially you guys that are young, you know, you got your future ahead of you. Think positive. Mind your teachers. Follow the rules of the school. And you won't see us. You won't get into trouble, and you won't have to deal with us being arrested and taken to jail.
Let's go Mavericks! Let's go Mavericks! Now, if you end up seeing us, I want you to see us because some of y'all are interested in going to become an attorney. So maybe you come by the office, hey, follow one of my attorneys. Maybe somebody's interested in becoming an investigator, you know, law enforcement. You can talk to them, go with them. Those are the things I want to see all about, not for our problems, okay? Thank you all for your time, and we wish you all a great school year. Let's go Mavericks! Good job, thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Montemayor and his office for being here with us. Okay, guys, lots of information to think about. Remember, it's different now here at middle school. Very different. So everything they talked about, keep that in mind. Make better choices and the right choices.